Regan to sum up the arguments for the motion.
Well, I couldn't have a more impossible task, since I don't remember ever hearing so many weak arguments in such a short period of time. But we believe, and also a good bit of rudeness as well, but we believe that the weight of the evidence impartially assembled is on the side of animal rights. People say, well, where do you draw the line? Which animals? This bespeaks a profound failure to read the philosophical literature in which this has been discussed over the last 10 years, something no educated person taking part in this debate should take any pride in. I would have thought I was listening to a collection of sophomores at times. It takes my breath away. What happened to Peter Singer? What happened to Stephen Clark? What happened to my own work? What happened to Bernie Rowland's work? I have no evidence at all that anyone representing the opposition has read so much as a single page of this philosophical work. I have no evidence. I have no evidence. None. No evidence. None. I have not heard a single member of the opposition challenge a single argument of the philosophers and the theologians. What I have heard instead are things like the following. There are no human rights, only legal rights. Only if the law recognizes them do we have rights. This is again part of the utilitarian tradition. Bentham, moral rights, nonsense upon stilts, but that's not part of another major part of Western moral tradition, and that is that the law's obligation is to accord with the moral rights that people have independent of the law, anterior to the law. The tradition of the natural rights theorist, the tradition on which the animal rights philosophy stands. We are claiming that there are moral rights apart from the law, and again, that the obligation of the law is to recognize, respect, and protect those rights. We are told by Professor Rose that we are bestowing rights upon the animals. They are not claiming them for themselves, and so these are unlike other rights movements, unlike the movements on part of black people, unlike the movement on the part of women. But what shall we say of children, Professor Rose? They claim not their rights. What shall we say of the enfeebled and the deranged, Professor Rose? They claim not their rights. I take it to be a necessary implication of Professor Rose's view that they have them not according to the philosophy of animal rights, however, which grounds protects the rights of these human beings. Germaine Greer says, we are not in a position to say what is in the interest of children, that we are acting pridefully, perhaps a little arrogantly, when we bestow rights upon them. I find this scarcely credible. Granted, there may be some areas in which people of goodwill can disagree, but to think that we know nothing about what is good for children, and to think that we therefore should not mandate that what is in their interest be protected as a matter of right, takes my moral breath away.
Could you come to your conclusion now, please,
Yes.
Dr. Regan?
Because the same reasoning applies. We know not enough about the other animals, according to Germaine Greer. Again, scarcely credible in view of what we know of by Richard Ryder's work and Peter Singer's work and the work of other people, the work of ethologists and so on. We know nothing about what is beneficial to other animals. We know nothing scientifically about what is harmful, detrimental to other animals. Where are these people living? In the end, then, what I sense is the following, that the issues have not been joined, that there is still the lingering suspicion and, I dare say, belief that we are the master species. Oh, we have rights. It's the rest of creation that doesn't. Thank you very much.